Hi, I'm Angus Kress Gillespie, your host for Old Ways in New Jersey. I'm here today with Violetta Neri. She's a co-owner of Hopewell Valley Vineyards along with her husband, Sergio Neri, and it's my pleasure to welcome her to our studio today. Their vineyards lie at the base of the Sauerland Mountains and in close proximity to the Delaware Valley. This couple has lots of European winemaking experience. Sergio is originally from Italy. Violetta is originally from Greece. This vineyard was established way back in 2001 when it was the 14th winery established in New Jersey, making it one of the oldest in the state. Hopewell Valley Vineyards makes award-winning wines coupled with traditional Old World hospitality. Violetta, tell us a little bit about growing up in Greece and your winemaking experience there.
Well, I will be more than happy to. I come from the northern mountainous area of Greece. My grandmother was a farmer. She grew wine, she had livestock. We still have a 3-story stone house that the family owns, and this is where I was born. And I grew up with wine on the table from a very, very young age. I say to people, I had a sippy cup for wine and a sippy cup for coffee. Both elements in life I really, really appreciate.
Yeah.
And I owe to the maternal grandmother.
Yeah.
So very much my culture.
And what led you to come to the United States?
Life.
Yeah.
You know, being Greek, I have to refer to the ancient Greeks. You know, the mechanical god, where it grabs you and catapults you somewhere else. So I grew up in Greece, I was educated there, I went to law school, I graduated, and Greece, as beautiful of a place and full of history may be, it felt a little tight for me. So I want to expand my life,
Yeah.
So I ended up from all places in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. I moved here 43 years ago, and I'm here.
And how did you meet your husband, Sergio?
Well, Sergio, we have an analogous background. He's Italian.
Yes.
Also, 3 generations in the winemaking business. Grandfather, father, his brother currently, and us here. So he moved to the States initially to become an engineer. He went to Tennessee.
Yes.
And life put him in New Jersey. And I met him in Princeton.
And then how did the two of you decide to open up the Hopewell Valley Vineyards?
Sergio's engineering background had him working for a family company, and when his father sold the company that was based in Milan, but they had a secondary location in Princeton, he found himself out of a job. So what do we do now? And the joke at the time was, well, we need to become farmers because we have the background. We appreciate wine and food and hospitality. So we bought 25 acres in Hopewell. Later on, we added another 40 some. We have 73 acres plus or minus right now in our farm. And this is how it started.
Huh.
And not as a joke, as more, let's do it because it's lovely, but we said, let's start as a hobby. And I tell people,
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for because you will get it. Start a hobby and be prepared for it to blow out to a full-time, great job. And for us, it's great because, hey, he works hard, but I'm the one who drinks all the wine. So
Yeah.
it's great.
It's a hobby became a business, in effect.
A hobby that became a business, and the more I got into it as a hobby, and the more I appreciated making the wine. And again, one of his engineering degrees is in agriculture, so it was not a problem and all the background. And I'm a very chatty person. I love people. I'm an extrovert. I'm like,
Yeah.
Give me people, I'm happy. So pouring wine, talking wine, eating, drinking. We have music Friday, Saturday, Sunday year round. I mean, it's a happening place.
It's a very hospitable place. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so how did the two of you go about learning about growing grapes in New Jersey in particular?
Our background in the winemaking industry comes from what we've been exposed to as children, from his grandfather on the maternal side, my grandmother. Again, I grew up in that place. And then his father owned a vineyard in the Brunello da Montalcino region in Italy, which in the late 80s they sold. So we know from being around the process and enjoying the wine and living the wine culture, But then when it came time to actually make the wine, this is when Sergio came in as an engineer. And he's amazing. There isn't anything this guy cannot do. And I'm sorry he couldn't come in today because he was too busy. Life, winery, demands things. So it was a very easy step for him to move from the theoretical knowledge and just actually doing it. He's the winemaker.
Yeah.
All you see and more, he makes, he produces. I only made one wine. Of course, it's red because that's my palate, and it's called V because I'm Violetta for Hopewell Valley Vineyards. I'm Vio of HVV. So, but he's the winemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the estate wines. Let's start with Barbera. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, I'd love to. Barbera is a constant award winner. Has won gold medals, and all our guests really love it. People said, I want something smooth and pleasant. Well, I'm mostly into white wines, but I will appreciate a nice red. I said, I got it. Everybody, I served a glass of Barbera. Everybody said, oh, that's fantastic. And it is a really nice, cool, really, really fine wine. And all of that you see here today is all estate grown. We have 3 categories of wines. We have the estate grown, all made with our grapes from the farm, versus estate fermented. So, of course, as a vineyard, we do not grow Cabernet Sauvignon vines because this is New Jersey, the Garden State, and yet, why Garden State? Humidity, precipitation are green and beautiful, but we don't have the climate for growing Cabernet Sauvignon grapes. So for some of our wines, we buy grapes, we source grapes from other states, not outside the Union, from other states, and then we make the wine with those. Our Cabernet that we do have year-round, we make it with grapes from California. So this estate fermented. And the third category is estate cellared, imported from Italy. But all we have here today is estate grown. These are all made with our grapes.
That's a very clear explanation.
Thank you. Yeah. And Barbera is 100%. And why did we start with Barbera? Because we were the first one ever in New Jersey to plant this vine, because Nonno Pietro had a vineyard with Barbera. In the 3Bs region of northern Italy, the Barbera, Barolo and Barbaresco. So he had the Barbera vineyard, and he made Barbera, sold Barbera, cooked with it, drank it, put in his soup. You know how it goes. Yeah. So that's how.
And another estate-grown red is the Rosa della Valle, if I'm saying
Yes, Rosso della Valle. Italians put a little pause on the doubles. Rosso, double S, Della, double L, Valle, double L. People say, oh, come on. So, yes, that is a blend. So you have pure wines, meaning to say only one grape that you crush, to make that particular wine. This is a blended wine. It has 2 different types of grapes. It is primarily 92 to 95% Chambourcin, which is a signature wine, signature grape wine of New Jersey. Pretty much every vineyard in New Jersey has Chambourcin. So this is it, and it has a 5% or less, 5-6% of Cabernet. Yeah.
And what about the Stony Brook Blush?
This is our rosé, yes, that we make at the winery with our grapes. The grape is Vidal Blanc. And also here we have a pure Vidal Blanc. Again, pure wine versus a blend. The rosé is made with our Vidal Blanc and a little bit of the Chambourcin. Yeah.
And then we have the white wines, the Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio and Chardonnay, in addition to the Vidal, estate grown. The Chardonnay won a gold medal in a big competition, which was fantastic. And although I don't go, although it's important to mention medals and all of that is great, but the bottom line is what really is the wine and how people enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's a good thing. We take extreme pride in our Pinot Grigio, not only because it's a fine wine. And a lot of people who really enjoy Pinot, they said, oh, it has more body, has more personality, because a lot of Pinot looks like very toned down, and this has like a little bit of force. Our label is devoted to autism. And why that? Well, that's a great answer for that question. We are a family with 4 adult kids, and we have 2 granddaughters, the loves of our lives. And the youngest of the 4, Davide, he's now 33, and he suffers from severe autism. So over the years, we started various little organizations within the winery, like Project Autism, the A-Team, and now we're fully licensed by DDD as PALS, Pennington Adult Living Services. And I wouldn't be more proud to say that we offer services to over 45 families with adult children of various developmental disabilities. So we started this when we started the winery with this label, because Davide has been in our life for 33 years.
Yeah.
But this is very important for that reason.
Now, that's a good charitable impulse.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about the Vidal Blanc.
The Vidal Blanc is a vinifera, it's a hybrid from France initially, as is the Chambourcin. The Chambourcin is a French hybrid. But the Vidal Blanc, once it was transported to the States, does very well in our region, given its climate, microclimate, and all of that. And we make the Vidal Blanc, which is the pure wine. We use it in the blend of the Stony Brook Blanche. And with that, we also make our white port. Our Porto Bianco is made with Vidal Blanc. And of course, it's fortified with brandy. It's a port.
Yeah.
In our region, you make a Vidal Blanc. It's a white wine. It's pleasant. It's off-sweet. It's not very sweet at all, but it's not dry. But in other regions, such as upstate New York or in Canada, the same vine, once left alone with the grapes on, the grapes freeze on the vine, they harvest, and they make ice wine. Our version of ice wine, which is not ice wine, we call it is another dessert wine, Dolce Vita. Oh, come on, we have to have some Italian names there.
Yeah.
So, Sweet Life, and this is a dessert wine, but not fortified with brandy. Our other dessert wines are the classic Porto Rosso, Porto Bianco, and the chocolate red port that is right here.
And the chocolate red port won an award, as I recall. Yeah.
Yes, it did. A big award. It won the Governor's Cup for best 45 New Jersey wine for 2025.
And I want to shift gears for a moment.
Yeah.
Because in the tasting room, you often have live music. Can you tell us about the different styles of music you have there?
Yes. We love wine, we love food, we love people, we love music.
Yeah.
And that's how we
So you have rhythm and blues and jazz and...
Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, year-round, no exceptions, we offer live music.
Folk, rock,
Jazz, blues.
bluegrass.
Bluegrass, absolutely, coming up soon. A great variety of really fine music. It is open to the public. There's no cover charge. You come in, have a glass of wine, a slice of pizza, amazing Italian-style pizza that we make, something to eat, and enjoy.
And there's a raised stage with a grand piano.
That is a beautiful stage for a winery in a vineyard.
Yeah.
We have an amazing stage.
Yeah.
And on that is a concert grand Steinway piano, which is Sergio's baby.
Yeah.
He's a great pianist, and he plays very often. The last Sunday of every month, he plays with his band. But very important that people come, have fun, and go. But the work, right? The demands, everyday stress, and this and that, the other. So Sergio, I find him always, when he needs to decompress, distress, he's by the piano. Right? No fail. Or at home. We have a baby grand, and we have 5 keyboards.
Wow.
Yes, I know. Don't complain. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not too often I go to a winery and see a piano.
Yes, it's a beautiful piano.
So you also host weddings and parties and special events?
Yes, we are a hospitality business, so our main point is to promote and sell our wines. And how best can you do that? You bring people in as a public visiting year-round. We're open every day. And then we host small events, large events, little tastings, tours. I do tastings and tours. And then we do bridal showers, weddings. We celebrate moments in life.
Yeah, the tasting room can accommodate around 100 people.
Yes. We have the largest room, which is where the piano is, accommodates 100 guests. We have a smaller one, only 5 steps up, that has views of the vineyard. This is another 50. And we have a tank room, which is stainless steel tanks, very different in its ambience and its culture. It's very industrial.
Yes.
Yeah, it is black, gray, and metal. Still, it's like very different from the rest and very beautiful.
And the tasting room, you can have 4 glasses to taste in a...
Yes, we offer flights.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. The flights, departures, landings, whatever you want to call it, it's all good. So yes, it is pre-prepared. Once they choose what they want in a little tray, wooden tray, and then it is far better than doing a tasting because you get a quarter of a glass of wine in each of these little cups versus an ounce of tasting, which is, by the time in an ounce, you don't know what you're tasting.
Yeah.
You need another 2 or 3 to really appreciate, for your palate to know what it's at. Yeah. No.
And I really love the pizza brick oven. I assume that was Sergio's idea.
Of course. Naturalmente. Not only his idea, he built it. Yeah, I saw him doing it, the traditional Italian way. They make a dome with sand and then they put the brick. I don't know, I was walking by, I said, grab a glass of wine, keep going, because he built that. He also built one in the piazza. Outside the building, you have the open space where people sit, picnic tables. We also got a tent, seasonal, from beginning of May, maybe mid-April, to the end of October, where people, enjoy private events or music.
And tell me a little bit about the light fare menu. It's not a full restaurant exactly, but...
No, we're not a full restaurant. Except when we cater, when we do private events and offer catering services. Well, one more time. Sergio is the chef.
Yeah.
He's the winemaker, the chef, musician.
Yeah.
You know what? Above all, he's a great father and grandfather, and that's what I go by.
Yeah.
So what happens, people come there to enjoy a flight, a glass of wine, a bottle to share. They hang out, listen to music. They can be there for 1 to 3 hours. So we wanted to offer food, therefore the brick oven pizza was built.
Yes.
And little by little we kept adding a couple of things, like a burrata, an Aegean salad, a cheese plate, like a small charcuterie board. And, so that people can really enjoy the wine with the food. Yeah.
You mentioned a moment ago the tank room with this industrial look.
Yeah.
And I think that can hold around 65 people.
Correct.
What sort of events take place there?
We can have, that room has its own full bar. So we can have the public being there, serving at the bar, tables, chairs all over. Musicians have played there. So if the main building is taken by a private event, because of the number of guests, then the public is there. Yeah, It's a fully functioning on its own as a place of hospitality when we need it.
Oh, if the regular tasting room was tied up with the...
Correct.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And how did you and your husband go about arranging the vineyard to be preserved farmland? That must be an elaborate process.
It is a rather elaborate process. But I would say totally worth it in the sense that having that piece of land that is quite big for most standards.
Yeah.
Standards very tiny by others.
Yeah.
But we wanted to minimize our family's carbon footprint. We have kids, we have grandkids, and we wanted to at some point, when we sell it, because our children have taken different paths in life, nobody's going to take this over.
Oh.
No, because it's a lot of work. It's fun, a lot of work, and a lot of commitment. But you need to be there. And one of them is in corporate America. One of them lives overseas in a Greek island doing her own business. not a bad idea. Our son, our oldest son, he's a composer and he's a musician, and he's gonna do great. He's doing great. And the youngest, 33, is Davide, therefore the autism. So we decided, when we sell it in years to come, we're not ready. We don't want anybody to come there and build big houses and create this kind of community. We want it to be preserved as a farm.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Financially, not the best thing one can do, but from all other points of view, that is what we really felt was important to do.
And I know it's not in your nature to brag, but tell us a little bit about some of the awards that the wine has won.
Oh, over the years, we've won the Governor's Cup for the best winery in New Jersey, multiple gold medals, silver medals, bronze medals, awards, recognitions. It's all over the place. When you come and visit, the upper tasting room has a long wall with a big window that looks inside out to the vines. It's bottles full of little necklaces hanging around with all this. A lot, yeah.
I want to shift gears for a moment, because there's a part of me that knows running a vineyard, it has problems. Tell us a little bit about, say, dealing with the frost and the winter.
Yeah. It is, it is a fun business. It's exciting. And yet again, when you strictly look at it as a business, it presents problems and situations that need to be dealt with. Otherwise, you're up a creek.
Yeah.
So frost. So when the little buds start coming up,
In the early spring,
if you get a big frost, they die out. And then you have the secondary budding, which is not typically as good as the first one. So that can affect the crop, the quality of your grapes.
How do you deal with the weeds?
Weeds, we don't spray things in the vineyard, like Roundup and all of that. No, we do not. Every winemaker and every vineyard owner who's in charge of planting, pruning, minding the farm needs to know exactly what to spray and how and when. There are mandatory courses that Sergio is taking, every vineyard owner takes through the state and through the association, and this is exactly what is being sprayed. Yeah, and everything we do is done by hand. We're not a huge operation, we're not tiny backyard operation, but the pruning, the planting, the pruning, the harvesting, all by hand, no machines hovering over it, because those big machines for big operations, they injure the vines and eventually they die. So over the years, we lost a couple of vines, some extreme winter weather or something, but we replenish them as we go. We replant them.
And what about the pests, the insects?
Same thing goes. Primarily the spraying I was referring to is for the insects and the pests, and this is really what takes care of them.
Do you spray for them?
We do, but we spray in a manner that is not aggressive, and also we spray what organic farmers spray. We're not going to ourselves an organic winery and a vineyard. We don't, because it will be not exactly correct. So we don't do that. But we spray what organic farmers spray out of respect for the product and the outcome.
Yeah. And then towards the end of the growing season, it's time to harvest.
Yeah.
And that's tricky to decide just when exactly to harvest.
Yes. We're totally depending on the seasons, the weather, the temperature, the frost, the snow, whatever it may be. So what happens, we only in New Jersey have one harvesting season, and that is anytime between the end of August to the end of October, depending on the summer. When we have a very strong summer, very, very high temperatures, lots of sun, then the residual sugar of the grapes comes more and more pronounced and more mature. Therefore, you can harvest sooner than later. When you have a New Jersey summer, which is always hot, but mostly humid, then you delay the harvesting so that you hopefully get a few days of really nice strong sun. So the residual sugar again of the grape, the sweeter the grape, the better the wine, because that converts to ethyl alcohol to make your wine. Then we wait a bit. And this is when Sergio comes in. He extracts a little bit of the pulp of this, of any given grape, wherever it is located on the farm, to see how sweet it is at this point in time in the summer, fall. And then when it's ready, or it's good time to do harvest, then we do the harvesting same evening, same afternoon. It's getting pressed and crushed and all of that.
And what about the manpower? How do you arrange for the labor to do all that harvesting?
Sergio has 2 full-time people working with him year-round. Year-round. They're amazing. We love them, appreciate them. But when it is harvesting time, or even pruning time, harvest time in late summer, early fall, then we bring in extra help, 5, 6 people. They're seasonal.
And how do you find them?
There is a variety of people who are available to do part-time job, which we find for the vineyard work. I also have, which I run the winery, the hospitality part. You know, you have the viticulture, which is the vineyard, and the viniculture, the art of growing and planting and harvesting and crushing and making, and then the vino, which is a hospitality part of our business. I also have a lot of people working part-time.
In the hospitality.
Absolutely.
And they can be drafted to help.
They can be available anytime. Anytime.
For other things, like the picking of the grapes.
Yeah. And I had a couple of really capable people for the winery in serving and talking and whatever. Said, I want to do some farm work. I said, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
One of them, a lady came, and at the end of the day said, not from me. I said, well, you wanted to try. I'm glad you did. Yeah.
And a kind of a philosophical question, what are the advantages and disadvantages of winemaking in New Jersey, per se?
The advantages, there are plenty. There isn't any advantage in another state or even another nation, except they have hundreds and hundreds of years worth of experience.
Yeah.
So it's a thriving industry. When we started the vineyard, we were in number 20.
Yeah, very early. Yeah.
Very early, or number 18, I don't remember. Now there are over 50 vineyards and wineries in New Jersey. So there are plenty of advantages as long as your heart and soul and fun is in it, and it is. If I were to say a disadvantage, is that twofold. Minor faults. One is that people talk about, New Jersey wine. And I'm like, yes. Yeah, why not? And what is it that you know about New Jersey wines? And what wineries are you talking about that you think you have license to put winery down as a all state industry?
Yeah.
Ignorance will allow people to say and do all kinds of nonsense. That is one thing. The other thing is that in some way we're still cutting our teeth in getting to do what is best. We, given our background, Italian, Greek, we come from cultures that wine has been there from day one, right? So we make wine as what wine should be. We only use grapes. There are a lot of businesses, wineries, that make wine with apples, pears, whatever, papayas, it doesn't matter. Whatever fruit you're going to mention. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Not because it's not a good business practice. Actually, it's great. They sell a lot of that thing.
Yeah.
But we don't, only because...
You're more traditional.
Or traditional. It's like an ancient art, which you totally respect, and the modern science. You marry the two, you come up with great wines.
Yeah. Violetta, I want to thank you for coming here to East Brunswick this afternoon. It's been wonderful learning more about Hopewell Valley Vineyards. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you, Agnes. It was fantastic to be invited. I really enjoyed our chit-chat and being in the EBTV. Amazing.